It's finally not just Lana. Yay.
I sent Logan out on a mission
Yes.
to go and find the bombshells for Janae. That was his only goal and his only mission. And I told him,
guess what?
Maybe. I said, go find a bombshell for Janae and don't come back until you have a casa room full of people for Janae. So we'll see what happens in casa, but we'll talk about it.
I brought 2 of them early.
Yes.
I needed. We'll talk about it.
Test run.
I need Janae to finally find a fucking couple. So I brought in a couple early. I hope that's okay, Lana.
I do. I appreciate you.
I threw in a blonde because we didn't have enough blondes, I guess. I don't know.
She was there. Look, this is the test run group because honestly, they're not that impressive. I'm gonna be honest. They're not that impressive.
We'll talk about it.
But hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Cup Network, where we put the real energy in reality. And where you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. With it being so hot here in Fiji and the islanders spicing everything up and keeping us on our toes. I am just drinking some water because hydration is important and you need to stay hydrated. But if I was drinking anything else, if I really needed my tea, because baby, the tea is piping hot, I'll be drinking out of my cup mug. Oh, I left my remote in the other room, so no panel, but panel.
I've got the fan. The fan is doing the same effect. Boom, boom.
Cup mugs. Period.
No,
no, it's not.
I like the Love Island remix.
Panel
full of cup mug. Panel full of cup mug.
I
like it.
Cup mugs. Period. But yeah, that's what we got. You can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at LanaGsCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States and Canada and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. So get your cup merch. Period.
And I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I have returned. I made it back to Love Island with some bombshells. It's interesting, Lana. You might be spilling the tea, drinking the tea. I have the tea.
Word.
I love this mug. It is a lavender holographic, beautiful situation. I'm drinking some Irish breakfast tea.
Word.
Because I wanted to.
Good.
And that's my prerogative.
It's your prerogative.
Oh, I am so excited to be back talking about Love Island, Lana, because mess. I'm so happy we decided to do this season.
Me too. I am so glad look, Love Island games, y'all are the catalyst to me being excited again about Love Island USA.
That part.
And so I thank you, and I hope you get another season because you deserve. But y'all came out in this season of Love Island USA, and y'all have surpassed all expectations. Like, y'all have done it. And from what I'm hearing from the Love Island enthusiasts, those who have watched Love Island and who watched all the Love Islands and whatever, and they are saying something that they have never said before. Love Island USA is kicking Love Island UK's butt this season.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, people are like, I feel very patriotic in this moment. I don't usually go USA, but they feel like we are doing it with this season. And we are.
I'm doing it right now. I'm going to do it in a couple of weeks when the Olympics start.
Those are my patriotic moments in my patriotic times. Yes.
Absolutely. And then it's
back
no more.
Whatever.
Yeah. But, oh my God, this season is just...
It's so wild. It's so ridiculous. We got foolishness, shenanigans, drama, craziness, gaslight,
tomfoolery,
all kind of just all jumbled in, and it's only been 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh,
I feel like I've aged 94 years, honestly.
Okay, so Logan, I am going.
Yes,
you have missed
quite a few.
I want to say a week's worth of shows.
I think so.
I think I think you missed a week's worth of shows with me, and
Probably
a lot has happened from the last time you were here until this week. Like you've missed recouplings and drama recouplings and shocking recouplings and dumpings and all kind of things. So I'm going to give you your moment.
What was the last episode I was here talking about when Nicole and Andrea came in?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's been quite a minute. So I need to give you your moment to.
Okay.
But before we give you a moment, y'all hit the subscribe button, hit all the links and the things before we dive right into it because it's a lot to talk about. But hit the subscribe and the notification bells on this channel and all of our channels. Like I said, we are a part of the Cup Network. So you can go to our description below, click on our link tree. You'll have all the links to all of our YouTube channels and all the links to our audio listening podcast channels. So go click all of those, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We have things all over the place that you can watch. Something to tickle your fancy. Drag race, television, Eurovision Song Contest, and WWE Wrestling. So if you're a fan of any of that, go to our links, click it, subscribe. We appreciate it. I ain't too proud to beg for the subscription, so please subscribe. We're trying to get into the algorithms here, period. Hit the notification bells, all of those things. Go join our membership we have early access from across all 4 channels and exclusive content across all 4 channels in our membership link. So join that as well. We appreciate that. And join our socials, all of them, at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All those things are in the description below. And we appreciate you doing all of that. Thanks. Now, Logan.
Yes.
The floor is yours. I need your takes on just your highlights on the week that you missed.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this in 60 seconds.
I don't know.
I'm gonna do my best. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but I'm going to try. So, okay.
This is your moment. Have it.
What the fuck is happening with this season? Okay, first and foremost, Janae, Liv, stand card, period. Fuck Rob, fuck Connor, fuck Leah. Who else am I really not liking? I was so sad to see Hannah go. I was so happy that she got a gorgeous, lovely send-off, unlike Hakeem, who all of his entire send-off got overshadowed by this bullshit between Andrea and Rob. Now, do I feel bad for Andrea getting dumped? Yes, I do feel bad for Andrea as a separate entity. Rob should have left with her ass because Rob needs to get the fuck off of this island. I need Rob out of Fiji immediately. Janae brought me my favorite line of the season so far. Do I need to go fucking study some fucking plants? The fact that at the recoupling where Andrea goes home, Janae is reading Connor for filth as Ariana walks in. Everything. Ariana, phenomenal host. Nope, I gotta go again.
Keep going. Just keep going.
I think the only other major thing I had to say is what the fuck is happening with Serena and Cordell? And that's gonna bleed into this episode where I'm just like, what is happening? I feel like every single time I watch an episode, I'm like, wait, I thought you all were a great connection. Wait, I thought you all weren't talking anymore. Wait, I guess I don't need to think anymore.
I don't know. That's the whole situation. Here's my thing. The only reason I was shaking my head saying no, do I feel bad for Andrea? No, I don't feel bad for Andrea because she did not come in here to play the game properly. She came to this game. She came in here and was like, I'm gonna get my man, I'm gonna take my man, and that's it. I got my man, and I'm gonna be up under my man, and I ain't gonna make no connections with nobody else outside my man. And I'm like, if you don't make connections with nobody outside of your man, and when the peers say, when it's like now the Islanders who they ain't talk to you, got to make the decision. Why you think they gonna vote?
Literally, and I definitely agree with that. I just felt bad, like human to human, because you could tell it like really, really upset her. And in
4 days.
I understand, Lana. I felt bad just person to person. I don't like seeing people, sobbing on television. But with that being said, I do absolutely agree with you in that regard. I think, honestly, the right move on both sides would have been to just dump Rob and Andrea, let them go together. But Aaron was never going to make that happen because Aaron, honestly, Aaron should just be coupled up with Rob.
Absolutely. I think that bromance is more.
I do still like Aaron and Kaylor. I
still don't like them. I never liked
them. I
them.
don't mind them.
I don't think they're relevant to me. I feel like they're so blasé and so blah. Like, I don't think they really actually like each other for love or for anything. They just like being the comfortability of being together because they never talk about anything deep or that we've seen. Like none of
they did.
Their conversations have always been, "Oh, I think you're pretty. Oh, I like you. Oh, there's
definitely been. I don't remember what episodes either from. It might be from this episode. Hold on, because there have been a couple of different conversations specifically about what would happen outside of the villa. They're already talking things outside of the villa. And that for me is an important conversation.
Here's their outside of the villa conversations, though. When we get outside the villa, we're going to travel. We're going to go see things. We're going to, it's not.
Aaron is
looking for a green card, Logan. Let's be honest. He was going to try to get with whoever is going to bring him to the States. This man is not trying. He is not talking to her like, I want to build a whole life with you. The only thing he said was, she my future wife, because he's trying to get a green card. And their plans were just to go travel, just to see the world, just to see America and see some things. And They have not been talking about lifelong commitments to each other. Like, I want to, spend some meet your family, have these times and It's been, let's go travel. I want to go see things. I want to go and enjoy, the world. Like, I don't feel like those conversations, like, who is this man? Who is this girl? Do they know each other? Like, what they like, what they don't like, what makes them tick? She even said, like, I feel like I'm just starting to get to know him, but I don't know if I know him. Like, she even said that. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if their connection is anything beyond comfortability at this point because they want to be the strongest couple. And they feel like we're together. I think she gonna get ate up in Casa. She gonna go to Casa and get flipped up, turned up. And I think him too. Because they are not trying to explore anything with anybody else. And when they did, they both got mad at each other. Oh my God. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be 100% wrong, and they could be talking about all the other things. We just ain't seeing it. All I've seen is from the conversations that they had, it was very surface level. Nothing deep.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion. Now, if you see something that I ain't see, sure.
I guess I didn't. So
I mean, you could have. Tell me what you saw.
No, I honestly, all I saw was Aaron saying, "Oh, well, I would," and it goes along with what you've been saying, but like, my job is flexible. I'm happy to move. Okay. Like, he's making those kinds of commitments. That's all the point I was trying to make before you did your thing. You did your thing, but that's all I was saying is like, it's not lifelong commitments. It's been 2 weeks. Like, we're not
right.
Very true. But just the conversation, they did have a conversation at some point being like, well, I would be happy to move for you. Like, I'm flexible enough in where I'm at currently to make that work.
Right.
Like, they're talking about making things work outside of the villa. That's all I was trying to make the point of.
He did say that he's very nomadic, carefree. Like, he just moves when he feels like it. He's not grounded in any location, which for me is a little bit of a yellow flag. I wouldn't call it a red flag. I would put it a yellow flag, because if you are that carefree to just feel like you could just move whenever, and he's like, I don't stay in places too long. he can move here and then decide, I'm ready to move again, and up and leave again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? So that's a yellow flag for me. I need somebody
Sure.
who is some kind of commitment to some place or another. But
Sure.
that's just me. And here's the thing, and I want nobody to think that I just am a hater of Kayla and Aaron. I don't hate them. I just don't know if they're for me. I'm just not buying fully. I'm not fully sold on their relationship as a whole. I think
that's fair.
And I think for everybody, I guess for me, I need to wait to Casa. Casa is usually the ultimate test for a lot of these couples. And these couples who say they're so strong and, you know, we're together. Casa is the ultimate test. So I think I'm guarding my opinions about their relationship to after Casa. If they can get through Casa, I say they might go the distance. I fear. But I don't know. But after this episode today, or last night, they might be the only couple that just
I think they're the only couple, period.
I think they're the only one that makes it throughout this whole, like, it won't be a need for a vote because nobody else is going to be together.
No, genuinely, at this point, it's like we could crown the winner 4 weeks early. Congrats, Aaron and Kayla, you won Love Island. Like,
because nobody else is going to be, like,
nobody else. Oh my God. We got to get there because that's what I want to talk about. But.
We will get there. But yeah, so this episode starts off with the conclusion of the conversation between Rob and Leah, because we saw the day before yesterday, Leah went to pull Rob after Rob pulled Janae, and they were talking, and Leah was wanting to hear what Rob had to say, what he thought. And Leah basically was like, look, I don't hate you. I've never hated you. I care about you. I still care about you a lot. I was taking a backseat to the whole Andrea situation because I didn't want to be the one swaying the conversation for the decision to send Andrea home. I wanted to take a back seat and let the girls decide that. And
where
I didn't want to do that. And so I just want you to know, I never said anything bad about you to Andrea. And I've never said anything bad about Andrea to you because I wanted y'all to come up with your own, you know, conclusions of each other and da-da-da-da, which that part is true. She never did say anything bad to Andrea about Rob. Now, did she say everything bad to everybody else about Rob? Absolutely. But she never said it to Andrea because she was like, I don't want, and it wasn't like Andrea was going to ever pull Leah to talk to her about it anyway, because she didn't. And because she didn't care. And that is another reason why she's gone, because she never tried to make connections with the girls inside of the house.
And that's what I was going to say. I think ultimately, because I loved during that dumping, the girls immediately were like, well, we're not getting rid of Janae. And I was like, okay, good. Because I was worried. And objectively speaking, based on the connections that they actively had in that moment, was Janae the right person to probably go home? Yes. Did I want Janae to go home? Of course not, because I love Janae and she's providing me so much entertainment. I wish that Hakeem had stayed longer. I got to be honest, just because I do feel like Hakeem and Janae actually could have had a really good connection. He was the right one to go home based on the guys that were there, though. I will say, like the obvious dumping was Hakeem and Janae. I am happy it wasn't Janae.
I mean, obvious for different reasons. And here's the thing, and I think I said it yesterday. The only reason I feel like Janae was not the obvious choice to go home is because this is still a competition. Yeah, this is still a competition. It's $100,000 on the line. Do you want to keep Andrea and Rob in that house for them to stay connected the whole time, never talk to anybody else, waste their way to the end,
and probably
win the game? Because the public will see them as they're the longest standing couple besides Kayla and Aaron, and they like Rob more than they like Aaron, even though people don't like Rob, but they do like Rob because Rob is always entertainment. And so it's like, I feel like you could cut that off where so it can be easier for me to win this $100,000. At the end of the day, we still playing the game. It's Love Island, and guess it's about connections. But here's the thing: Janae had connections who didn't work out for her, but that don't mean other people ain't coming in. It's other people coming in. There's bombshells coming in every week. So it's like she still had chances. And for Andrea to sit there and like, she had 2 chances and they didn't work. And so why do I get to go? Because you just got here and you ain't talked to nobody. You didn't play the game.
Yeah,
you didn't play the game.
She didn't. No.
I'm just like, you got up in here and you hung up under Rob 20. Like, you didn't even stay in the makeup room with the girls getting ready for the gossip to even connect with them. Like, you was too busy putting on your face, running out to go be under Rob. That is what you did every single day you were there.
Yeah.
And so you didn't even stick around to have moments of, oh, girl, what's the matter? Let me hug you and make sure you're okay. Are you okay? You didn't even do any of that.
And that's why I really, really, really like Nicole. Nicole is the other person that I'm really, really starting to like. I like where she's positioned right now. I like one of her connections a lot more than the other one, I gotta be honest, though.
Mm-hmm.
I still really do think her and Kendall are a great couple. I understand Kendall doing everything he did in this episode, though, I have to be honest. Like, I absolutely get it. But I do really, really like the two of them together.
Mm-hmm. I'll get to my thoughts about that when we get to them, because I do have thoughts on them. But so Leah and Rob are talking. Leah's trying to get Rob to admit anything, and she's just like, she blatantly told him, "I want you," and which sent a signal in Rob's brain, like, okay, and I don't know about you, but if I'm talking to somebody and I'm pouring my heart out to them, and I'm like, I really like you, I care about you, I want to, and I want you to know that I don't hate you, I really do care. And he says, I wonder how eels reproduct. I wonder how eels reproduct. And she's like, reproduct? You mean reproduce? He was like, yeah, I wonder how. I would have got up, ran to the pool, dived in the water, and went under the panel he went under.
Literally.
Because, baby, there's no way. There is no way I'm going to continue this conversation with you.
No. And
try to rekindle anything with you when you have just walked, you wonder how eels reproduce in the middle of a conversation when I'm in the middle of pouring my heart out and soul to you. That man don't want you, girl.
No.
That was the first obvious, like, neon sign that man is not thinking about you no more.
Yeah.
What you did and what he is thinking you did to Andrea is no way back for him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's giving them dreamy eyes like Rob does. He's looking at her and she's getting the flutters like, oh my God. But the minute he starts talking about eels and how they reproduct, she should have walked away. But of course she didn't.
My favorite part of this episode, though, is every time Ian Sterling kept bringing it up in the voiceover.
Me too.
I love that man. I love that man so much.
He was like, we need to know how eels
reproduct. It's just like, we're coming back from an emotional conversation, and as Rob is walking away, the only thing on his mind is, how do eels reproduct?
That was
shout out Ian Sterling. Love you, Ian. I am so happy they hired him on for the US version too.
Yes, he's hilarious.
I am happy that he is making his coin. He is doing his thing, and we truly love to see it.
Stay booked and busy, sir. Stay booked and busy.
Absolutely. I think he does one of the other franchises too. I think he does South Africa, if I remember right.
I would want him to do all of the franchises. Like,
I want him to narrate my life.
Right,
honestly.
Absolutely.
100%.
But they walk away from that conversation with no resolve, no questions being answered.
Of course they don't, because they're horrible for each other, and they're horrible in this villa, and both of them just need to leave.
Just let it go. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. God. So we do have Rob is worried about, like, even in that conversation, she's like, what are you thinking? And he's like, I'm wondering what I'm going to tell Connor about this conversation in the next 20 minutes when he asked me about it. And she's like, why are you thinking about Connor? Because maybe he's actually a nicer person than you, and thinking about the actions of his consequences of doing. Like, it's so weird. Like, don't have me rooting for Rob, Leah. Don't you dare make me root for Rob, because I don't want to do that.
You know who I'm rooting for in this situation? Janae.
I mean, Janae is winning all the way around, because as she puts it, as Janae says it, Connor, I was your collateral damage, and now you are her collateral damage, because she was Rob's collateral damage. And you just I love every second. I personally love every second on my screen when Connor looks miserable and shook and spiraling. I don't care what nobody say. I love it. He can spiral all the way off the villa, and I will love every second of it. And he bet not even look at Janae again after being so rude. Like, and he know better. He tore his drawers with that one. But I do have a theory about that later. We'll talk about it. But because I don't think we're going to get rid of Connor too soon. And it bothers my butt, but I don't think we get rid of him that soon. But so they finish their conversation. They move on. She goes pulls Serena to talk about this conversation. And she's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to go off this island, go straight to therapy. I was like, ooh, true words.
The way she goes, the way she's going to have a BetterHelp sponsorship after this, like, and I don't like BetterHelp personally, but that's just for personal reasons. But I hope they reach out to her, and I hope she does get some help, because it is clear she needs it. The way she straight up went, yeah, I'm just not feeling Connor anymore. I'm like, why are you here? This is why nothing has ever worked for you, girl. Can we move on? I don't want to talk about her.
It's just so annoying. It's so annoying, because I'm like, you inserted yourself in between something that could have been. But because you inserted yourself and was like, she's no good for you, and this person decided to turn into ugly man in the process. Like, I don't mind that he don't want to be with Janae. That's fine, but you ain't got to be ugly about it. But the fact that he turned it because you were egging him on and letting that behavior go on, and now you don't like him the second you get with him, he gives you the ick. Like, what? Seriously? So gross. But Serena's looking at her like she's crazy. But Serena's like, you know what, she's my girl. I'm down for women's rights and wrongs. And
I really think Serena absorbed a little bit of Leah's crazy in this episode. I gotta be honest.
She did. She absorbed a little, and I feel like I think Serena needs to step away from Leah for a minute, because
I think Serena needs to have more conversations with Janae
and Liv
and Nicole.
And maybe,
and maybe Kaylor.
Maybe. It's just ridiculous.
Did we name all the other women in the villa?
That was it.
Okay.
That was it. So,
Cassidy too.
Not
Leah.
We'll talk about. I don't know nothing about Cassidy, so I don't know yet.
Oh no, I'm just saying I feel like Cassidy is still a better person to talk to with the nothing we know about her than Leah is.
Sure. But anyway, so we move to Connor is talking to Rob.
Yeah.
Rob and Connor have a conversation, and they're talking, and Rob is like, so what's she telling you? And Connor's like, she's telling me that we are still on the same page, that she does like me, she likes being in a couple with me, da da da. And Rob was like, what? Oh wow. He said, because that is not what he said. And he kind of was like, but I don't know if she's telling that to other people. And Rob was like, yeah, no, bro. She's not saying that to other people. Like, she's literally just told me that she wanted to be with me. And she doesn't like you. Like, you're not in, probably not the situation she would want to be in. And Connor was like, I kind of knew that, but I was waiting for her to tell me that. He's like, I'm not going to like end things with her because I really do like her, but I just want her to tell me herself how she feels and be honest. He said, I just want people to be honest with me because I don't want to be played for like a fool. And I was like, interesting that you don't want to be played like a fool when you played Janae like a fool. But
Janae's karma.
like, she is, just.
Because then Leah and Connor have a conversation. And Connor's like, okay, well, how are you feeling? Knowing that he's already talked to Rob. And she's like, no, we're good. And I'm like, Leah.
Girl. This was your opportunity.
Don't make me root for Connor, Leah.
Please don't make me root for Connor, because there's no way I can root for Connor.
Please.
But she could have, that was the moment she could have been like, I do have feelings for Rob. I do want to explore things with Rob. I don't have the same feelings for you like I do with him. That could have been it. Could have been it. Could have been it. But she's trying to save her butt because she don't want Connor to just move on completely. And then Rob moves on and don't want her. And then she has nobody. Because nobody else in that village go fool with her. But that was crazy. Then we do have Kendall and Nicole have a conversation really quickly about how they were giving each other space, but they want to talk. And they talked, and Kendall's still a little butthurt about Nicole kissing Miguel. And I'm like, because I feel like Kendall was that one and done kind of guy. You tell him this happened, and he like, okay, you can go. I don't care nothing about you no more. And I'm like, Kendall, what show are you on, sir? Act like you know what show you're on, because nobody's going to come into this thing, hook up with you, and then that's it. They're not going to talk to nobody else. They're not going to look at nobody else. They're not going to, have conversation. That's not how this show works. That's not how you operate, because when you did it, it was fine. When you wanted to explore things with Liv, you wanted Hannah to wait for you and be okay with that. But then when it didn't work out with Liv, you went back to Hannah and she was fine. But the moment she goes with Hakeem and she's talking to Hakeem, you have a problem with that. And you're like, why are you talking to him? Why are you kissing him? Because you did the same thing. But it's okay it's not okay when I do it, but it's okay when you do it. No, that's not how this works. So that's the same thing. That's my problem with Kendall. And I like Kendall and Nicole together. I would love for them to be together. I like to see them together. But I'm like, Kendall, you can't expect her not to explore her options when there are options out there to be explored. The only reason you're not exploring no options is because there's no options for you to be explored. There's no new bombshells coming in for you right now. Now, when a new bombshell comes in, which we saw in this episode, the first thing out of his mouth was, the blonde one's cute. What?
What? I'm so conflicted with Kendall, because I'm like, I like Kendall a lot, and I can tell he as he keeps saying, what is it? Genuine connections and genuine intentions, which I love that as like the theme of this season, like as the catchphrase of the season. I really do enjoy that. For me, I'm just so frustrated because I like Kendall. He's clearly here for the right reasons. I like him a lot. I understand why he is. I understand the moves that he mid in this episode. I do get it. Just because I feel like and he even says it later on, if she can go out and find other connections, why can't I? And I understand that completely. We'll talk. I'm going to put a pin in that again, and I'm going to come back to that when we get to the game.
Let's bring up the visual. Because this is how I'll do it. This is how we'll talk about it, because I feel like we're just going through the motions. So let's go to we'll just talk about the couples as they are and how they do it. Yeah. And we're going to talk about their whole episode, because that's how I've been doing it. I don't know why I tried to sway away from it now. So
I don't know either, but yeah, let's do it that way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
so let's talk about Kayla in this episode. they the only ones that stay together, even after this. So the challenge was they had a nightclub today. It was a nightclub, and they had to do either stay or twist. They went to the dance floor, and it was stick or twist. Stick or twist. That's what it was called. And if you stick, you keep dancing. If you want to twist it up a little bit, you go to the podium and off the dance floor, whatever. This whole episode, first of all, Kayla, stop trying to change your mind because your man said. Don't do that. Don't do that. You stick to your decision. You made your decision. You stick to it. And you don't have to explain he didn't have to explain his decision. You don't have to explain your decision. Have a backbone. I think I said that yesterday, but I'm going to reiterate it. Have a backbone, girl. This man don't control your thoughts. You decide, you make your own decisions and stick with them. Anyway, but then this whole episode, it was nothing but, just them. They really didn't have nothing this episode until the challenge. We didn't really see them. Except when they had the conversation with Rob, with Kayla and Aaron and Liv, and Rob had that conversation about Leah, and pieces of the puzzle were starting to come together for Rob in that moment. Because Aaron had always been putting this thought in Rob's head about how he feels like Leah and maybe or Liv were the masterminds behind getting rid of Andrea because they don't like Rob. And they wanted to punish Rob. Now, that was never their intention. Nobody's intention was to punish Rob because who cares about Rob like that? Nobody. Rob ain't that important. And he's not in their foremost fault. So we were like, we have to punish him.
Yeah.
It was more of this girl ain't did nothing for nobody to die.
And the only thing really that even Leah said during the dumping was that she was just concerned that Andrea wasn't here for the right reason.
Right.
That's all we saw. Whether there were other conversations, because clearly, like they kept saying, they were back and forth on that decision, like for probably like 10 minutes or so. So there's probably a lot we did not see when it comes to that conversation. I am glad, though, in this episode that Liv was able to be like, nah, baby, I wasn't a part of this. I voted, like, without directly saying I voted out Nicole, being like, that maybe wasn't necessarily my decision.
Right.
I'm happy that Nicole's still here, obviously, but I saw the connection that they had, and I feel like Andrea had a stronger connection than Nicole did with either of her connections. So they were giving very minor character in this episode, which I'm not necessarily mad at, because, hey, you always got to have one blonde white couple that's like a consistent whatever. So, I guess.
Sure. It was just they really was just supporting to the main characters in this episode, and on the dance floor they ended up sticking together, which nobody was surprised. It was just like okay, duh, and they stuck together, and that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Moving on.
Kendall and Nicole, who we were just talking about. Good. Back to this conversation because
I'm taking the pin out because the way. I did feel for Nicole, and I understood why she made the choice to stay. And I also understand why Kendall chose to twist. Like, I get it for sure. I was just going into this, I was like, Nicole, I need you to stay. Nicole, because I thought Kendall was going to stay.
Me too.
And then when he didn't, I was like, oh, shit. This is the one. This isn't the one that surprised me the most. The last one was the one that surprised me the most. But
right. I felt like Kendall didn't want to look like he was going to be played. But I also like Kendall. You also had the conversation with her right before this, and they talked, and she was like, I'm happy with being in a couple with you. I want to be in a couple with you. I enjoy our coupleship because you make me very comfortable. And I'm like, you just had this conversation. If she didn't want to stay with you, she wouldn't have said that in that conversation. Like, she wouldn't have been like, I enjoy this couple. I want to be in a couple with you. I'm comfortable with you. I'm happy with you. Like, she was reassuring him all of what she needed him to hear. And then he still left, which bothered me because I'm like, what else did this girl need to do to tell you that she is still into you? I feel like she even told her she was leaning more towards him than she was leaning towards Miguel. And I'm like, and Miguel told him that she told him that she was leaning more towards her than she was him. So I'm kind of like, what else does this girl need to do, Kendall, to tell you that she likes you? But the problem is, Kendall has trust issues. He doesn't trust people. And his trust issues, when his parents of 25 years got divorced, he said it during his intro, he's had trust issues ever since then. And that's
which informs everything that's going on here.
Right.
I ultimately feel like, personally, I feel like we're going to end up in a scenario where they're going to split up for this moment and come back together. That's what I'm seeing happening with them.
I mean, that might be true. And it could happen. I just feel like, I don't know if Nicole is going to have the mental capacity to keep dealing with this man and his issues. He needs to check his issues at the door and talk to somebody. Like, he another person who's a good candidate for good better health to sponsor him,
literally, because
he has some serious trust issues. And it's like, he's a one and done kind of dude. So now he's already turned off. And it's like, she is fighting an uphill battle for him. And she don't have to do that. This girl's gorgeous. She got other options. She don't need you. So you might want to either figure it out, or you go be left by yourself. And you don't have any other options. So I don't know. I get why he did it, but I don't like why he did it. And I don't get why he did it. Well, you know what? I don't get why he did it, because she did everything beforehand to reassure him that she was with him.
I think I understand why he did it. And I love that we're getting an argument. I really enjoy it. I think for me, I understand why he did it, because she had been so hot and cold with him as soon as Miguel came in. Like, they were solid until Miguel came in. Miguel clearly expressed interest. And I understand her perspective as well, of being like, well, I told him that I kissed Miguel. I'm going to give him space. That's not what Kendall needed, unfortunately. Kendall needed that reassurance directly from her instead of hearing it from Miguel. I feel like if he had heard it directly from Nicole before Miguel had said anything to him, then I feel like he would have felt a lot more secure in that. The problem is, anytime someone is interested in the person that Kendall is either coupled or interested in, his trust issues are going to pop back up. I really hope that he can move past this, because again, this is one of my favorite couples right now. I really enjoy their dynamic together.
Yeah. Look, she's so gorgeous.
She's so gorgeous, so funny. She has moved into my top 3 girls. Like, my top 3 girls right now are Janae, Liv, and Nicole.
Okay.
Mostly because of questionable shit by Serena. I gotta be honest, but we'll get there.
I mean, look, is she questionable? Yes. Is she still my girl? Absolutely.
Is she like basically tied for Nicole for 3rd? Yes, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Serena's still in my top 3, but I understand why people are upset. I am upset with Serena, but see, here's the thing: I'm upset with her, but I'm not like go totally just throw her to the wolves. No.
Is she next? No, it's this disaster of a couple.
No, this couple here. He knew she wasn't gonna be there. He knew she wasn't sticking, and he was 90% sure, as he said, that she wasn't sticking, but he was going to stick around just so she could feel bad about not sticking. That's why.
And honestly, work.
But she honestly didn't care. Honestly, this girl does not care about it. She didn't care enough to tell you the truth. When she had ample opportunity to tell you the truth, she just didn't. So obviously she does not care about you enough to stick around or care that you stuck around for her. She walked right over, and Janae
scooting over so Leah could sit next to Rob was everything!
I said Janae, girl.
Icon.
And let's not talk about another moment where I was, first of all, loving Janae, but wanting to punch Leah. Because when the girls were sitting around, and after Aaron made them all that beautiful orange juice, and they took a sip and sat it down and didn't even drink that orange juice. Poor Aaron. Freshly squeezed orange juice. I felt
so bad for Aaron in that moment. I was like, oh.
They didn't even drink it. When Connor was doing his mission to go take the orange juice, and his big old Oompa Loompa square body SpongeBob
They
show
sent Connor of all damn people
to go and do this mission, and he's flipping around and rolling around and looking like a
in the same moment where Leah is talking about how she still has feelings for Rob and she doesn't feel anything for Connor anymore, and I'm just like, God help us all.
As she's listing the reasons why Connor gives her the ick, we see Connor doing things that's going to give somebody
give her the ick.
And he's flipping around and all of that stuff. He's back in, baby. And so the girls see him do it. They're like, "What is Connor doing? What is he doing?" So they like, "Connor, you want to come sit with us?" He's like, "Oh."
I love to live in this moment. Be like, Connor,
you want to come sit with us? You want to? He's like, "No. I just saw all this.
Those boys set him up for disaster. I felt a little bad.
I didn't. I never feel bad for that man. It's like, you set him up for failure. And he's like, "Oh, I just wanted some more shoes to sit here." They're like, "Oh, whatever." So I knew she wasn't staying. He knew she wasn't staying. And she didn't care. And that was that.
Mm-hmm.
We move because they're trash.
Liv and Miguel.
I feel like I don't know why Liv stayed either. I really wish she would have just left, because
I think the only reason she stayed was because we heard her earlier in this episode say, "Oh, well, when I'm with Miguel, this is the first time where I feel calm," and being like, "Oh, that's an interesting scenario." And I know how that is, because I feel like I have a similar enough personality type to Liv, where like I am go so much that like when I meet someone that like calms me down, I'm like, "Oh, this is an interesting feeling." Mm-hmm. I like that. I have to say, only a couple of episodes in, I am really liking Miguel as well. I thought he was going to be major fuck boy vibes.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And he is turning out to not really be fuckboy vibes, honestly.
No, he's not. He is so very honest about what he's doing. Like, there's no point in the coupling between him and Liv that he hadn't been honest with her. He told her from the very first night after coupling with her that his options are still open. He's still looking. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "I could go pick anybody else." And she was like, "Oh, okay." Like, I think she appreciated the honesty, didn't expect that from him. But he has been honest. And when he felt like Nicole was the person he wanted to hook up with, he told Liv. When he kissed Nicole, he told Liv. When they talked, and he just told her. And they have good conversations. My thing is, I think Miguel is going to like eventually start liking Liv a little bit more, because she's not going to be drama. Because she's not the drama. And he's going to start be like, "Wait, all these other girls are drama." Mm-hmm. And they like to, and she's so cool and down to earth that I think he's going to be like. And
I don't think, we'll talk about Cassidy shortly. I don't think Cassidy is his type necessarily. So I feel like the only other girl right now that Miguel actually might go after with some seriousness now is Serena.
I think it's more Janae.
I think it's more Serena, and I think that because of what happened with the egg incident. I feel like I don't think that Miguel is like fully like against Janae necessarily. I just think Janae's attention is going to be drawn by both of these two new bombshells. And I feel like it's either going to be that Janae or Serena are going to be the ones that are drawn by these bombshells. I feel like the other one is then maybe going to naturally gravitate towards Miguel again. And I wouldn't necessarily be mad at that. I just really want Liv in a couple where she feels comfortable, because I really want Liv and Janae are the two right now, and I would say Serena is probably the third, where I'm like, I just need you on this show longer, because I want you to find your connection here.
I think I do agree with you. I don't think Cassidy is going to be the type for Miguel, but I think the bombshells coming in are looking at Janae and Serena. I think
100%.
I think each one of them are looking at Janae and Serena. But I also think they options, of course, open, and we'll be looking at other people.
Yeah.
I am more nervous for Cordell in this situation than I am for anybody else.
We'll talk about it. I'm also worried. I want to say before we move off of Liv and Miguel, I thought it was so interesting in this episode too, when Liv and Miguel are talking and Miguel's like, okay, well, who are your top 3 boys right now?
She only had 2.
She says Miguel, and then
Kendall.
Seemingly, she says Kendall. And I was like...
But that makes sense to me because if you are not looking at the Love Island Instagram pages and their posts and their Twitters that they put on TikTok,
they're very much so together.
In the house.
Yeah.
Like, they're very good friends.
We're not seeing their connection at all because there's a lot of other connections that are being shown.
Right.
I wouldn't if Nicole ends up going with Miguel, I wouldn't fundamentally be upset at a Liv and Kendall couple.
But Liv also put her intentions in with Connor at this game because after Leah left Connor and Connor came over to the stick bench, she was like, I would couple with you, Connor. And he was like, yeah. She's like, no, for real, I will couple with you. And he was like, oh. And so I can see him and her trying to talk and see if they have a connection. So I wouldn't put it past Liv and Connor to get together either. I would hate that, but I wouldn't put it past her.
If it keeps Liv safe, then I'm fine with it for now.
Sure.
In the same way that I was fine with Connor and Janae being coupled to keep Janae safe at the time.
Same with Hakeem. Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay. All right.
Serena twisted. I don't
stick. And here's the thing. You know how you said you understood why Kendall did what he did? I understand why Serena did what she did.
I do too, but I don't like it.
I don't like it. I wish Cordell would have twisted as well because they did just have this conversation earlier about how they were still open to exploring other options. So I feel like the twist would have been perfect for both of them to twist because we're still open. We're still open to exploring other options. It's okay to twist and still be a couple. So that was my thing. But for her to twist and Cordell to stick, it just made him feel stupid.
I felt
for Cordell.
Cordell is my favorite guy right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm happy to. It's Cordell, and then for me, it's Kendall, and then Miguel. Honestly,
yeah, I can see that.
Like, because I'm really, really liking Miguel. I felt so bad because I do agree with you completely. I understand absolutely why Serena did it because she probably had a really good inkling that there were going to be bombshells in this scenario. I think she played this game the best out of anybody because then it forces her to get new connections to then be like, okay, am I feeling these bombshells or do I still want Cordell?
Right.
I love Serena. I do love Serena. I hope Cordell finds something better. I gotta be honest. At this point, I just feel like if it comes down to another dumping where people are like, okay, well, who hasn't really been making the connections in the villa? It's gonna be Cordell.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason why they weren't up was because they were voted safe by America. If they were in the bottom, I feel that at that point, there could have been the possibility that they would have dumped Cordell.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I still think they dump Hakeem. I still think they dump Hakeem. But then it would have been like, well, who would have been in the spot of Serena and Cordell? Maybe Hakeem and Janae.
Yeah.
And I think we honestly get the same scenario where Cordell gets dumped and Andrea gets dumped.
If it's Cordell, Serena, Cordell, Rob,
and
Hakeem?
And Hakeem. No. In this
scenario, goes.
I'm saying yes. If Hakeem and Janae are safe, that's the scenario where I'm saying then it would have been Cordell, Rob, and Kendall. Yeah, Cordell gets dumped.
Absolutely.
Cordell gets dumped.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy he's still here. I hope that maybe the new bombshell is his type. I also wouldn't be mad at like a Liv and Cordell couple just to keep them both safe. I don't know. Like, because they are friends somewhat. I just want Cordell here.
I just do too, but I
want them in separate couples so they can potentially realize that maybe they do actually need to be together.
Here's the thing, though. What happens if Rob picks this new bomb? The new bombshell picks Rob. Let's say that happens. Cassidy picks Rob. Somebody picks Serena. Let's say Nigel picks Serena.
Right.
Kenny picks Janae.
Janae, yeah.
Connor picks Liv.
You think?
Because I don't think he's still think he'll probably pick Leah because he's still just. So
I think he just wants the comfortability to stay in a couple,
right?
And if I could also maybe see him picking Cassidy if they hit it off.
I could see that too.
Which obviously he's upstairs for the first part. I don't know. We'll talk about that at the end. Yeah, but yeah, so if Connor picks either Leah or Liv, because it would be a boy getting dumped.
Yes.
I'm worried for Cordell. Because who's going to couple up with Cordell other than Liv? Oh no, Cordell!
Unless Leah picks Cordell just because Connor doesn't want her anymore. And Rob is already picked.
I could see Rob getting dumped.
Unless the new
if Leah doesn't pick Rob, and if Cassidy doesn't pick Rob, no one else is gonna pick Rob.
Yeah.
Scenarios. Side note, Cordell without the braids, love. I was I thought he was attractive before, and then when he popped up in this episode with his natural hair out, I was like, well, wait a damn minute.
I love his hair in the braids, but I love his hair without the braids. Like I was I knew what he was working with because we know when he had hangage. Black people, we have hangage.
Yeah, you could tell that there was definitely a good situation happening, and I was like,
happening under there. So I was like,
all right.
If he ever took the braids out, I wonder if it's like, is it curly? Is it straighter? And no,
we found out
it's curly.
And I was
he got really.
I was like, oh, hi, Cordell. Damn, all right.
I wanted to grease his scalp. I wanted to grease his scalp. I was like, Lana, stop looking at him. He's 22 years old. Stop looking at him.
21. He's not even 22. He's 21.
I was like, I wanted him to sit down in between my legs so I could grease his scalp. That is literally what I wanted to do. Oh, Jesus. I love men. I love my black men with good textured hair. And it's just like, because I just want to take that comb and just grease their scalp. I don't know how to braid, but I just want to grease the scalp. If y'all don't know, y'all don't know. But I'm saying all the black folks who
I love it.
The intimacy
and
how amazing it is to grease your man's scalp. Oh,
I love it. All right, let's. And then obviously.
Yeah.
Rob and Janae, they were both automatically, on the twist. Great, love it, wonderful, fantastic.
Janae wanted to dance. She was like, I want to dance.
They could have let Rob and Janae dance.
Right, just let them dance and know they both twisted. Like,
yeah, like
I think that would have been so.
What if they would have stayed?
What if they would have stayed? We'd be like, oh.
Then what do they? I was surprised that Ariana was like, after the recoupling, I was surprised Ariana was like, okay, well, Rob and Janae, you're now a couple. Because I feel like that is at least how they used to do it. The couple of convenience. I guess I understand why they don't do it. I'm fine that they don't do it.
I'm glad that they don't do it, but yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
But yeah, so everybody has twisted.
I was gonna say you didn't put the bombshells in.
Yes, I did.
That was the end of the slideshow.
Then that's not the right slideshow.
Well.
But, yeah.
I don't know. Let's look.
Let's
all look together. Is it this one?
Nope.
Nope.
Then it's
So then that's the most recent one.
then, like I said, because the last time you told me that the France was in there, it wasn't, and I had to redo it myself. I had to re-download
Julie.
it. Just go into Canva and pull up the right one. Anyway, while I'm talking.
Great.
But it was so weird because like only couple that stayed together was Kayla and Aaron, which we were like, oh wow. So then a text comes in and they're like, all the people on the stick bench go up to the balcony. All of them go to the balcony. Cordell is feeling stupid. He's just like, oh no, this is not right. This is not good. And Connor's trying to reassure him, like, don't feel stupid. He was like, I thought that I had nothing to worry about. He was in his confessional saying, I was like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm good. To only not be good. And so he was like, dang. So he felt bad. And so then all the twisted people had to go to the fire pit. So they go to the fire pit and they were like, please welcome Cassidy, Kenny, and Nigel. And they were, who? So then all these three people come walking in the door. These three new bombshells come walking.
Three new bombshells have entered the villa. I haven't been able to do that yet this season. I love it. And hey, guess what? We have bombshells! Yay!
I knew I did it. First
it's Nigel!
Nigel's here. Sure.
I don't like him already. I'm keeping my mind open for Thursday's episode, but I'm like, I don't like you that much. I gotta be honest.
I'm be honest. I'm not impressed because honestly, I was like, because in my mind, I'm like, I need y'all to send in somebody for Janae.
Please.
That's all I cared about. I was like, send in the next bombshell needs to be somebody who's coming in here for Janae. And when I saw Nigel and when he started talking, I said, he ain't the one.
No, I do still think they sent in a bombshell for Janae.
I think they sent in a bombshell who wants to stay.
Oh, is Janae turning into the easy option? No.
I just need Janae to get to Casa. I think once she gets to Casa, she's gonna be all right. But Nigel I don't think he's the one. And
I'm open-minded, but I don't think he's the one.
I don't think he's the one that's there for Janae. And when we see the previews on Thursday, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I just don't know. I'm not feeling him. I don't think he's that good looking, but that's just me personally. Nice body.
I've seen him for maybe 2 minutes on my screen. I am, I'll probably come back here when we talk about this Friday morning and be like, oh, I'm in love with Nigel. Right. I don't think I'm going to be that way because I honestly think I'm going to be that way about Kenny. Because I'm impressed
with Kenny.
I like his energy more.
Mm-hmm.
I like his energy more than Nigel. And from the preview, we do see that whatever this away
from the
I was like, oh, I'm really intrigued to see how this goes, both for the people that are on the off the villa boat date and also for the people that are still there. Because I feel like that's going to be a really good opportunity for some connections to form amongst those people that were kind of burned by their couple that wanted to twist. I'm hoping we maybe see something with like a Liv and Kendall situation, something for Cordell. I don't know. I'm hopeful.
Here's the thing. I don't think everybody who was on the twist goes on this date. I think those three people picked the people they wanted to go on the date. So I think it's who they pick. So I think Kenny picks
Janae and Serena.
No, Janae. Nigel picks Serena. And Cassidy picks Miguel.
Miguel, yeah.
Because that's who we saw in the preview.
I was under the impression it was going to be like a double date scenario again, like what they did with Andrew and Nicole.
I mean, they might send the second half of the people out, like Rob will go. I don't know when Kendall will go. Because it's only one of, maybe she has to pick between those three guys who she wants to bring.
And then I guess, because the only girls over there were Janae and Serena.
Yeah.
And Leah.
And Leah.
So maybe one of them will take Leah. I don't know.
Who knows how this is going to work, but
no.
We do know that Kenny fixed Janae, and we know that Nigel has Serena, and we know that Cassidy has Miguel on the previews that we saw.
Her energy of the three bombshells I liked the most.
I mean, she's a Texas girl. She is coming in. She's doing her Texas Southern thing.
Eyebrows, baby. Eyebrows, baby. I said.
She's boring.
Well, okay, we've seen 2 minutes of her.
I know, but here's the thing. And that's the thing. My problem is she is going to rob too much of Andrea. So it's not going to work with her again.
Probably.
Because she's from Miami. She's from Miami. Yeah. She's a Texas girl. She's from Miami. Just where Andrea is. Rob is still in a very vulnerable state. I don't think he's going to go for her. So I think I think she came in for Rob, but then she go see Miguel and swerve. But I don't think Miguel is going to be that into her as much as he is into Nicole.
I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised by that. But I'm very sad we don't have an episode tonight, Lana, because I just want to watch more Love Island.
Yeah. Look at you coming back, doubling up how long this podcast is.
Okay, are we surprised by that?
No, not at all.
No, because we argue, we fight, we bicker about straight people that will never meet.
But that's okay, because I love every second of it.
I'm thrilled.
We will be back on Friday to talk about the next episode of Love Island. And I don't know, I might watch the After Sun this time. Because I watched the After Sun last week and I enjoyed it. So.
Oh, did you? Okay, I skipped the After Sun last week, so I might go watch it.
It was really good.
I love Mora, so I'm excited for more Mora.
All I know is Mora is great. And she has Ariana on there. And last week, Ariana agreed with everything that I was thinking.
Because she's a fan. Oh, okay. I'm going to go back and watch the After Sun then. Yeah.
Because Ariana says last week, Connor, I was a fan of yours, but you gave me the ick. Because you go for it. She was like, what you did to Janae, to my girl Janae, and this is her words, to my girl Janae, you hurt my girl Janae, knuckle sandwich. That is what Ariana said. So I'm like, not only is Ariana my girl and looking amazing during this episode, but she is a Janae stan too.
Okay, hold on. Let me go. Nope.
Period.
Well, the Steven card was already up for Ariana Maddox, period. But
it's in her pocket too, period.
Based on all the bullshit she's had to go through over the last couple of years, duh. But
and then on the After Sun, you had Callum and Sally on there, and Callum made me like him even more. Like like Callum.
Wasn't there another person on there too?
Deb was there.
Oh yay! Okay, all of my favorite people. I'm gonna have to go watch.
But Callum was like, they need to bring in a bombshell for Janae. Janae is my girl, and she's sweet, she's classy. Like everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody loves Janae, and everybody like, y'all need to, because Leah's playing in her face, Connor is playing in her face. Callum don't like Leah. I was like, oh. Yo, so it made me feel very justified in my life.
Are we gonna come back on Sunday and talk about the After Sun?
Probably, because we gonna watch Sunday's episode and then we'll just put the After Sun in with the rest of the episode on Monday. Like it's just I'm loving Love Island. Love Island USA is eating up this season. I can't wait to talk about it again.
I was gonna say when we come out of Love Island, do we maybe do like take a little break from Love Island, maybe do an older season of Love Island? I don't know. I'm really in my Love Island era right now. So like if there's older US seasons that y'all want us to watch, let us know. That'd be fun. I don't know.
We'll see.
As if we don't already have a lot of shit going on, because we've got Big Brother literally coming in like 3 weeks. So.
Absolutely. But we will be back talking about Love Island and the next episode and all the aftermath of the bombshells coming in. Hit the subscribe button. I know it was longer than what it usually is. It's okay. Y'all love it. I love it. We all love it. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We'll still talk more about it. Do that to all of our channels. Go hit our links up in the link tree in the description below. Follow all of our channels. Follow us on our audio podcast channels. Join our memberships. Join our follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at the Cup Pod. You can follow Logan and myself if you want, or you can follow and get your cup merch. Period. At longsycreations.etsy.com. And we're gonna get out of here because we're done. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Come on.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Something like that.
Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Sure.
Whatever.